Now, I'm not the biggest fan of smashing, but I will never say no to a game of Super Smash Bros. Today, I will be using 2 teams of Pokemon based on the 10 playable Pokemon characters. If you have an idea for a Pokemon team, be sure to comment below, and I will use it. And if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. Now let's get right into the battles. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, lovely people. Today I am using a Super Smash Bros. Team. Now this team was suggested by one of my IRL friends, Nick. So thank you so much for suggesting this team idea. He recently hit 1,000 subscribers, so he makes some really good YouTube shorts. So if you like that kind of content, feel free to check him out. And also feel free to subscribe to me, because I'm very close to 1,000 as well, and I'm trying to hit that by the end of the year. So I'm gonna lead things off with Pichu. Now this Pichu, this is a Focus Sash lead Pichu. Now I have Volt Tackle on this. Now with the Pokemon that I'm using on this team, on these 2 teams, I told myself that I had to use at least one move from their actual kit. So this Pichu had a Volt Tackle for, its final smash, and this Pikachu also has Volt Tackle, but I also have a Quick Attack for the up B. Now, I'm gonna go for the knockoff versus the Regice. I kind of thought that I would live the Ice Beam, maybe that is a more bulky set with leftovers, but yeah, I got taken out by a crit Ice Beam, so there goes my Pikachu and my Pichu, unfortunately. So I'm like, shoot, well, that's unfortunate. So into my Lucario here. Now this Lucario is a Swords Dance Lucario. I have a Life Orb on this with Terra Normal Extreme Speed. I have Force Palm, which is pretty interesting. That's his side B. And I have a Crunch on that set. So I'm not really going to be able to threaten Torkoal much. So I swapped into my Greninja. Now this Greninja has the most moves in its move pool. So from its Smash move pool. So I have Dark Pulse on this. I have Substitute. I have Water Shuriken and Hydro Pump, which are from his down B, neutral B, and up B respectively. So I'm going to be Loaded Dice Water Shuriken on the set as well, and I'm running Terra Water. So I thought I could go for Substitute versus this Regice and Paraflinch it, because they're really not going to have much to they're really not going to have an opportunity to attack me, right? So I'm going to continuously fire off Dark Pulse versus this thing. But they actually have charged me, but they missed. I was like, oh, that was such a lucky miss. I think that's only a 5% chance, or maybe 10%. So I'm gonna land the Hydro Pump actually, and that's gonna take out the Regice. Now, I thought, I'm running Battle Bond on this Greninja because his final smash, he turns into Ash Greninja. So I thought, Battle Bond Greninja is actually really fitting. So now I'm +1 attack, special attack, and speed, and I'm behind the Substitute as well. So in comes the Hariyama. Now the Hariyama is gonna go for the Fake Out, and that's actually gonna break my Substitute. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna be able to land a big Hydro Pump off of this, and it does a lot of damage. And they're actually running Guts Flame Orb. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not sure if they're gonna swap out their Hariyama, but I went for the Dark Pulse just in case they did, and that's gonna be the end of Hariyama. So I was like, okay, that's good. Now they're gonna bring in their Latios now. Now I was like, okay, well, if this is Scarf Latios, I do outspeed because I got the speed boost from the Battle Bond. So this Greninja is just mowing the team at the moment. So they're going to bring a Sceptile now. I thought, well, Sceptile is definitely going to live this, and I'm going to do as much damage as I possibly can, and at least I'll be able to know what kind of set they're running on their Sceptile. So they're going to take me out with the Giga Drain, but that Greninja did a lot of work helping me get back into this game. So bringing in my Lucario now. Now I thought, well, this is actually in range of an Extreme Speed. I'm running a Jolly Nature on this with max attack, but the Sceptile terrestrializes into a Fire type. So I was like, that's a pretty ambitious Terra, because Lucario, he's nothing to sneeze at. He does a lot of damage, and I do get a crit on the Extreme Speed. I don't think that mattered, because if this Sceptile was more offensive with speed and special attack, then that had no chance of living. So next Pokemon they're gonna bring in is the Metagross. Now, like I said, I do have Crunch on this, but I was really worried about this Metagross potentially having weakness policy, because if this was a weakness policy Metagross, I think I just lost on the spot. So I'm gonna go for the Force Palm into Extreme Speed, get as much damage as I possibly can on the Metagross, and they're gonna take me out with the Earthquake. So like I said, I didn't want to activate any potential weakness policies from this thing because it has clear body, and that could, of course, block my Intimidate from my Incineroar. And I also have Jigglypuff in the back, and Jigglypuff's not doing anything to Metagross. So, I'm going to Terrestrialize my Incineroar. This is a Terra-Flying Incineroar. Now, this is a bulk up Incineroar. I have Cross Chop on this, which is his B, if I remember correctly. This is a weakness policy of Incineroar. Now, like I said, I really didn't want to activate this thing's weakness policy, so I thought, well, if I go for enough bulk ups and go for Flame Charge, I should be able to take it out. But they critical hit me. I'm like, oh no. Oh, that's really bad. Yeah, that's really unfortunate because I'm not sure if I'm gonna live the next Meteor Mash, but I do. I just barely live on 3 health. How the heck did I live that? And so I'm going to be able to go for the Flame Charge and take out the Metagross. So I was like, okay, that's perfect. I think I'm running max health on this, actually. So I think that allowed me to live. So the Torkoal's going to come back in. Now, I have Power Trip on this set. So with the weakness policy and the bulk up boost, I can able to do a lot of damage with Power Trip. So I'm going to get taken out by the Flamethrower. I didn't think that I would take it out anyway because Torkoal is very defensive. So my last Pokemon in the back is Jigglypuff. Oh my goodness. So, this is a pretty interesting Jigglypuff set. I read this exact set before, but I tweaked it a little bit to match its Smash move pool. So, I have Rest on this because, you know, that's Jigglypuff's probably most notorious move. I have Stockpile, I have Sleep Talk, and the last move that I have on this is Spit Up. So, Spit Up gets more powerful the more stockpiles you use. So, I'm going to continuously outspeed the Torkoal. Now, we actually have the same speed stat, but I'm not sure if this Torkoal is running like a speed decreasing nature because I actually won the speed tie all 3 times, and I'm going to be able to take out the Torkoal with Spit Up. So that's the end of the first game. I didn't expect Jigglypuff to help me win in that end game, but, you know, Pokemon, that's Pokemon for you. So into this next game. Oh my god. So that first team was a lot of fun. This team was a disaster. So this game was absolutely embarrassing, but I'm going to showcase it anyway because this team was... First of all, my Pikachu gets knocked out by high horsepower. I'm pretty sure in both games, Pikachu just went for knockoff and then just collapsed. Sorry. But anyway, this team was so weak to hazards. Like, if the opponent set up Stealth Rock, I lost. Like, genuinely, this team was so bad. It was just terrible. So I have Sleep Talk on this, but unfortunately, I wake up immediately after getting put to sleep by hypnosis. I was like, shoot. Well, at the very least, I'm going to be able to take these physical hits from the lead Weirdeer, a pretty weird lead, and I'm going to keep going for stockpiles. Now, this turn, I thought, well, I'm getting a bit low, so I may be able to go for a rest this turn. Now, they're going to bring in the Arbok, so I was like, okay, well, it's not Intimidate, so it might be like Shedskin Arbok. I may be able to take some poison jabs or like dunk shots from this thing, depending on what it's running, but it's going to be special with Sludge Bomb. I'm like, dang, that's unfortunate because I'm running max defense and max special attack on this. I'm not running any HP investment just because Jigglypuff has a surprisingly high amount of HP. It's like base 115. It's pretty interesting. So Arbok is going to continuously bombard me with Sludge Bombs. I thought, well, please, I got Sleep Talk Rest last turn. I really want to get off a Spin Up and do as much damage to this Arbok as I can. But I get Sleep Talk Rest for the second turn in a row. That's wonderful. So, yeah, I'm going to be able to get taken out there by the Arbok, unfortunately. So I was like, shoot, well, there goes 2 of my Pokemon again. Like, I'm off to a bad lead again. So this is my Charizard here. Now, this is not a Heavy Duty Boots Charizard. Hence the hazard weakness that I had with this team. But this is a Choice Specs Charizard. Now, I have Flamethrower on this, which is his standard B, of course. I'm running Air Slash, Focus Blast, and Scorching Sands with Terra Ground. So I thought, okay, well, I burned the Milotic. Well, that's wonderful because it probably has Marble Scale, and that boosts its defense with its status. So I'm going to swap in my Ivysaur. Now, this Ivysaur is pretty interesting. Now, this is a Focus Sash Ivysaur, and this is a Swords Dance Ivysaur as well because I have a Bullet Seed, and that, you know, Bullet Seed is his neutral B, and I'm running a Sunny Day because I have Chlorophyll on this, and Sunny Day also works in tandem with Charizard because I'm running Solar Power on Charizard, and the last move I have on this is Sleep Powder. Now, the Milotic is going to Terrasilize into a Grass type. I thought, well, it's still taking quite a bit of damage from my Bullet Seed, and I'm not sure if this is running Recover, but I'm doing a bit of damage, and the burn is surely helping me out. So the Milotic is going to go for the Dragon Pulse. I was like, okay, good. They don't have Ice Beam at the very least. And I'm going to be able to go for a Swords Dance. I thought, okay, well, I should be able to live another Dragon Pulse badly, and I should be able to get off a +2 Bullet Seed and take out this Milotic. I thought that, you know, there was no chance that I would get like 5 hits again. I would probably gonna get like 2 hits and just barely, the Milotic would barely live. So I'm gonna go for the Bullet Seed, and 2 is enough to take it out. So I was like, okay, that's good. This originally had a Violite, but I don't know why I ran Focus Sash on there. I think it's because I wanted to live any hit and then go for like a Sunny Day and then, you know, give myself that speed boost with my ability so that I could go for some Sleep Powders or like some Swords Dance Bullet Seeds. This set was so bad. So I'm going to go for the Sleep Powder into Bullet Seed against this Arbok. I'm doing some good damage just because I have a +2 in attack, but I'm only going to be able to hit 3 times, and the Arbok is going to stay asleep. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to be able to get off another Bullet Seed. Depending on how many hits I get versus this thing, I should be able to take it out. But of course I don't, and so I'm going to be able to only hit 2 times, and on top of that, the Arbok is going to wake up and go for Ice Fang, and that's going to take out my Ivysaur, unfortunately. So I was like, okay, well, could swap in Charizard, but I'm actually going to swap in my Squirtle now. Now, this was a Focus Sash, Shell Smash, oh my god, Smash Brothers. This is a Focus Sash, Shell Smash, Squirtle. Now, I also have Miracle on this just in case I come across a strong special attacking Pokemon. And this set has Hydro Pump on it because Hydro Pump is part of the final smash, the triple finish. I get poisoned by Sludge Bomb, unfortunately. So, I'm going to be able to go for the Ice Beam on this. I didn't want to risk missing a Hydro Pump because, you know, let's face it, that's just my luck. So, I'm going to be able to take out the Arbok finally. So, I was like, okay, that's good. That Pokemon actually caused me some a headache for sure. So they're gonna bring in their Weirdeer after this. I was like, okay, well, I'm not sure if Ice Beam is gonna be enough to take it out, but Hydro Pump for sure is. I'm actually Torrent boosted as well, so the Weirdeer definitely is not gonna have a chance to live that attack. Now I'm barely gonna live the poison damage. Now they're gonna bring in the Lapras next. Now I'm not sure if this is running Water Absorb or not. Well, I missed my Hydro Pump, so I'm not even gonna be able to know. But if it wasn't Water Absorb, which I don't even know if the ability would proc even if I miss, but they aren't Water Absorb, then that miss actually ended up mattering in a big way. So, into my Mewtwo. Now, you're probably thinking, how is this team bad? You have a Mewtwo. Like, surely this Mewtwo is something crazy, especially since I have Nasty Plot on this Mewtwo, right? No, but this is Confusion Mewtwo. This is Nasty Plot Confusion because that's his side B. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna run Confusion with Twisted Spoon and Terra Psychic. Now this Shiftry swaps it and does some good damage to me with Sucker Punch, but I do have Aura Sphere to hit the Dark type Pokemon, so that's gonna be able to take out the Shiftry. Now, oh my gosh. So Armarouge comes in. I thought, okay, well, I should be able to live an Armor Cannon from this because I have Recover on this set. And if they continuously drop their special defense, I could be able to go for a really powerful Terra Psychic Confusion. But I get critical hidden by Armor Cannon. What the heck? So, yeah, my Mewtwo is going to get taken out there. So I was like, oh no, all I have is the Charizard left. And you know, Choice Specs, I locked myself into Choice Specs Air Slash because I thought, well, you know, the Lapras is specially defensive, and I don't want to lock myself into Focus Blast. So, because, you know, I'm obviously going to miss. So, I'm going for Air Slash Finches. I barely lived the Surf, so I was like, okay, please get the flinch, but I don't get the flinch. Oh, that's such a crap that I can't believe I lost this game. Seriously, this team was just so bad. Or maybe, no, I'm not even going to say that. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. My name is SkyLaaa. Don't forget to smile, and I will see you all next time.